Hey folks, it's Ben. It's another smoke-filled day in Alberta, and we have our 1987 Pontiac Bonneville here. Small issue with this is it required quite a bit of power to pull this thing onto the trailer, thanks to the fact that it actually broke my mount that I have my winch on. But the rear wheels are locked up, and since there's no power back here, it's pretty much just a bearing and a brake, and I'm guessing the brake is something that has failed, so and seized to the drum. So I brought back her up to the garage here, Quonset here. We'll throw a jack under her, get her up, and see if we can get these wheels spinning before we unload it, because they come off a lot easier when they roll than when they don't. So I'll tripod you up and we'll have some fun. So I'll just start from the beginning again. What happens is, I guess, is these brake pads swell up with time and moisture, and so this thing becomes just a tight knot. That's why it won't turn either way. Why I'm using a 3-foot breaker bar to even get it to barely turn in one direction, reverse actually. So I think the deep creep actually got to it once I got on to the bending the nozzle around this lip here and getting these pads a little wet. That started giving me, and even then, like on this one, you can see where it's not even wet. It's still kind of good to go. Then I noticed I could get this one out. What I did is I used that little pneumatic gun I've got there and sheared this pin off because it was just flush with the back plate. So that let this caliper actually go. And then this one broke on its own, so that's convenient. So now these are loose in here, and then I noticed I wasn't even stuck on the cylinder. But the adjustment up here for the park brake, it's got a little ratchet right here. And I'm not, usually there's a door to get to it. So you can push it back, but I didn't see where that was. So ended up spinning it enough to break it free kind of thing. Took a long time because I wasn't looking to break anything either. Technically, we're still good here. So what I need to do, besides dump all that trash out of that, and that's quite a bit, you know, clean that out. And then I got to back this screw up. Might as well save myself some work now. Back that screw up so that these pads can close in, and then I can go ahead and put the drum back on, and I should be good to go. I'll never use the park brake ever on this car ever again, so it'll never retighten itself, and these are rear brakes, so whoop-de-doo on that. I'm going to time-lapse you on the other side, but yeah, I'm just going to push that screw back in. You'll get time-lapse of that. Then I'll put this on, put the wheel back on, keep on trucking type thing. Get too far. It's not looking good for the body once again. I'm poking right into the trunk on this side. There's some undercoating here. It's not that bad everywhere, but it's pretty bad, but that's through. And over here it's also carpeted or something. I'm not sure but that's a hole that's right there. Move my finger out of the way. Not much of a hole though. So, but that's fairly rigid. Never mind that. But up at the strut tower, or actually this is just the shock tower, it's okay. So like where it bolts to the main part of the car, it's fine. And down underneath, I found no issues with anything. Even the spring mount is fairly peachy. We'll look at the other side in more detail, but yeah, so far, what the heck's that? That's a rock. One in, dual out. I love the exhaust. Like the frame rail. Super, no problem there. I mean, subframe rail, whatever. I don't know. Just like before, except this time I went right for the pads with the deep creep. So there's a hole back here with a rubber plug, which is here somewhere-ish there. And so I get in with the long hose and kind of stick it in and just kind of feeling around. You know, it's got to be upward, subward towards the top, right? So I would stick it in and start squirting. And obviously I was nowhere near where I thought I would be. I can't even, oh yeah, see, and I would squirt. And if that's where I came out, that's win, right? Because I get it right on that pad, and that's what was happening. And even here, and then try to squirt on top. You know, I try to shoot up, knowing that the pad was there, and you know, try to hit those pads with some oil to get them moving, because they're the issue. There's no real ridge here. It's just the corrosion, but this one broke free quicker. But I did bend the stud. I bent it back kind of, but yikes, right? So anyway, this brake looks worse than the other one actually. It's already pulled in all the way. Well, I was pounding the hell out of him. And this guy is once again screwing me over. The adjuster is way out, causing those pads to be way out. I mean, it was probably doing its job. And on the other one, this was all rusty too. In fact, it's still kind of seized, I bet. So we'll pound the hell out of all this to get it moving again. Use the old deep creep to kind of work it and clean the drum out to at least a little steel wool. And while we're in here, while I got you, we'll look at this side in more detail. This one is not as good around the strut tower. We'll have to go way up top there. But like all that metal is fine. And around the spring perch, there are no holes. It's all good stuff. It's just places where it's the body's kind of gone. Stainless steel exhaust, I'm guessing, because it's fine. Dual line seems okay. So this side is also not bad enough to condemn the car yet. Brakes are shot. But now we can get in them, so that's cool. And then this should be, bearing is super. Both of them are really good spinners, so neato. I will time lapse you out as I'm gonna have supper and then I'll be back And I'll time lapse you me putting everything back together again. My tire has a slow leak, and then we'll go park it. I think we're gonna put it where the Ford Focus was, which is not my car. So there you go. Got her unloaded. I'll put the tilt deck. Trailer is courtesy of Cape Manufacturing Ltd. This is their prototype. So the tilt deck trailer. And here is this 97 Bonneville. If you have any comments or questions, leave them. Thank you for watching. And please subscribe to my channel, Turbo 231, for more exciting stuff. At least we got it to roll off on its own. No thanks to the brakes. This back tire over here leaks a little bit, so next time we roll it anywhere, we'll have to reinflate that. But otherwise, looks like we're good to go. Way too many projects, way not enough time. But oh well, there you go. You guys have a good day.